What up, people? How's it going? This is Brian's takeover. I got my good old buddy Doug in the studio. You want to say hi real quick? Hey,
Hello, everybody.
There's Dougie. Yeah, so this episode is very exciting because we don't have both of our normal hosts. So here I am. One of the hosts, David, he got scared this week. He didn't want to come in because he knew that we had a jar of pickles and he knew that he just wasn't up for the challenge. So that'll be here for next week, I guess, because he decided he was too much of a coward to show up this episode. But on today's episode, it's looking like we're going to go down Brian Trail, which is all about mushrooms, all about mycelial networks, and I think it's going to be a good one. There's Dougie.
You know, Brian, this is the only chair I haven't sat in on every show. I've sat in your chair, I filled in for David, or I've sat in David's chair when he's filling in for Alex. And look at me now, you guys. King of the castle.
King of the castle. King of the castle. So today's talk, we got some mushrooms on the mind, and I think I got a lot to say, but I don't really know how to say it in a quite organized manner. I didn't know I was hosting today. Found out kind of last minute. So some disclaimers. I am not an expert. I am an amateur at best mycologist. I have been doing this for 4 years, give or take. And I'm really excited to see. Sorry, I'm like full on multitasking here. Disclaimers. I am not an expert. Do not take my advice for what an expert might say. Always do your research, and
Don't try this at home, kids.
do not try this at home, kids. That is a big takeaway. I have some serious I got lost in the sauce. So getting down to the nitty-gritty. What is a mushroom? A mushroom in the 1960s was classified as a plant, and if you know about the plant, it had its own kingdom, its own I'm reading the comments. They ended up calling it not a plant because it's not an autotroph, which is what a plant is. It cannot feed itself. And it is a heterotroph, so it will accept food and digest it. It breathes oxygen, which is also uncommon for a plant. It is known as a heterotrophic. Yeah, it's a heterotrophic. Moving on. Digest its food from absorbing it from the outside through its cell walls. Spores or asexual reproduction, which means it sends out millions of already ready to produce spores, which is a very tiny, ready to be carried in the wind type of way to reproduce. Asexually means it splits itself, and it can produce fruiting bodies. Go on. So it also has eukaryotic cells, which is why it's so related to animals, and unlike a prokaryotic cell, which is for small bacteria. All right. I really wish I had a little bit more organization with me. So some guidelines when foraging for your mushrooms. I got 11 of them. Shout out to Learn Your Land, Adam Harrington. He's the man. He knows his stuff. Look him up. He has a whole course on mushrooms and how to identify and forage yourself. But some of the guidelines, if it looks buggy or old, leave it alone. You got to know how to store and properly contain your mushrooms. Put them in your refrigerator, and you have to know where to get these mushrooms in when you're looking out in the wilderness, and make sure to always forage within the state and federal laws, because when you don't do that, you can get in some serious trouble. So private property, or checking in with your local ranger, state by state, park by park. Number 4, make sure to be 100% sure that you have identified the mushroom that you think it is. You do that by cross-referencing your resources and going through each identifying characteristic, such as, it's a gill, or it could be polypore, or if it has teeth, all these different terminologies. You'll know if it's shelving, it probably is growing off a tree. If it's growing on the ground, then it could be something different. The way it splits, different mushrooms can have fibrous roots or fibrous characteristics when you break it apart. Is it brittle when it breaks apart? Does it glow in the dark? There are some mushrooms that glow in the dark, believe it or not.
That's crazy.
You can, I've seen them in person. Jack-o'-lantern, super cool.
We have those here.
Yeah, we got them. We got them in our parks. We got them.
But like, they don't grow around. Like, I can't go through my yard and probably find them. It's in the woods and stuff that you're
probably not. They're a little bit harder to find, but
those sound cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they glow green, and once you're walking around in the dark and you see something glowing, it's not a very like bright neon light, but it'll be there enough for you to be like, that thing is definitely glowing.
Dude, all I remember as a kid are lightning bugs flying around. Those were the things I saw glowing at night. Now, dude, I don't even see those things anymore.
Yeah. They have been really dying off, it seems. But going on down the list, make sure, if it's your first time cooking these mushrooms, that you always save a portion of the mushroom, because you don't know if you're going to have an allergy to it, or if you identified it correctly and you have to go to the hospital, then that's not a good time. It's only toxic if you ingest it. So if you have a mushroom and you know it's toxic, as long as you don't put it in your mouth and swallow it, then you'll be fine. So there are some mushrooms, some coral mushrooms, which are really tiny. They almost look like fingers or bits of coral, if you will. Why they call them coral mushrooms. One of the ways to identify it is to chew on it, and I'm not advocating this. This is just a method to identifying it. You chew on it, and if it has a spicy, peppery taste, I believe that's a good one. And then if it kind of has a very bland and bitter taste, then it's poisonous, and you spit it out. You spit it out either way, because it's a raw mushroom and you're out in the woods. But for your first interactions with wild edible mushrooms, make sure to not overindulge, especially if you've eaten it before. Don't overindulge, because you don't know your tolerances. Make sure to always.
Brian, let me ask you this: the normal mushrooms that, if you get a mushroom pizza or anything with mushrooms, those aren't the type of mushrooms you can find around in the parks, is it? Or can you find those types?
You can find some of the, like, a lot of the button mushrooms, you're not really gonna find in the woods. It's more the exotic ones, the morels, the oysters, the ones that you will find in the woods that are choice edible is what they call them, and or chef's choice mushrooms, and those ones are delicacies that you can find in the woods, and they're not commonly used for like pizza and stuff, but you can find them in a grocery store.
So like the pizza mushrooms that we're getting every time we order food or something.
Yeah,
like,
those are
grown in like a garden then, not like wildly grown or something.
They do grow in the wilderness, but they're so hard to identify. There are poisonous ones that look exactly like them, and you have to go through all these like ridiculous ways of identifying them to actually know if it's just a common button mushroom, a porcini, whatever. One of those mushrooms that you would find in a can or that just kind of just grow. So some other things is avoid consumption of alcohol when trying a wild edible mushroom. So there's a decent amount of mushrooms that interact directly with alcohol, and they can really hurt your liver and kidneys. They can shut down some stuff, and that could be 48, like up to 48 hours after eating these mushrooms. You drink alcohol, and it'll really put you in a bad place.
Dude, Brian, I remember when we were in Seattle, you picked mushrooms and you cooked them for us, and you said that to me. And in less than 48 hours, we were getting on a plane to go to Hawaii. So I was like, okay. And I ended up having some. We didn't get sick, and it was good. But like, dude, you told me that, I was like, oh God, like we're leaving in 24 hours.
Yes, luckily, the mushrooms that we picked were oyster, and they're very easy to identify because they don't look like many other mushrooms, and almost all of them are choice edible, good to do. And kind of going off of the other point that I made was not everyone has the same tolerance. Like some people can't have peanuts, some people can't have chocolate and different foods. Not everyone can have all wild edible mushrooms. So that's just another little tidbit to keep an eye out for.
And that's freaky because I love mushrooms, man. Mushroom pizzas, stuffed mushrooms. Like, I love mushrooms. But it's crazy to think that, like, I pick one, it's safe to eat, did the research, and I eat it, and then I could get really sick because I'm allergic to that mushroom. Like, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. and there's been a lot of people that have thought they know what it is, and they've gotten very sick, and some people have died because they decide, oh yeah, this mushroom looks just like the one I bought from the grocery store. It was out in my front yard, and little did I know that it was a death cap, which death cap is one of those fancy schmancy mushrooms that doesn't take well to any method of preparing. It doesn't get rid of the toxins by freezing or drying or cooking or cutting or cleaning very well. It will not get rid of any of the toxins. And
well, like recently there's been people in the news, like I think we talked about it before once on the show when it was on the news last year, because I feel like every year when mushrooms start coming out, we hear someone died from eating a mushroom or seriously ill from eating a mushroom that they picked, and they used an app or something to try and identify it. But like you kind of said, normal and the deadly kind of look the same. Like you got to be real careful, because I feel like every year you hear about someone eating a deadly mushroom.
Yeah. Place in Montana was serving up sushi rolls, and they got like 60 people like really sick, and like a handful of those people died because they were just serving raw morels. And morels are one of those funguses because they're not a mushroom; they're actually just a fungus. Um, they would just cut them up and serve them raw, but the way to actually prepare them is by cooking them up to a certain temperature to get rid of those toxins, and then it's perfectly safe to eat. You get it nice brown crispy and good to go.
And those were you go hunting for a lot, right? The morels.
Yeah, I went down to Hawking Hills. What was that? Mid-April, and Southern Ohio. We had this property that was like, what was it? 60 acres or something. And buddy and me got to walk around and find a bunch of morels and cook them up for everybody. So that was a lot of fun. And yeah, so I see Silent Destroyer is joining us.
And I think Ricky mentioned he might be hopping
Hey,
on.
hey, how you guys doing today? Appreciate you guys for having me as always.
Doing well, doing well. We got a couple more things to go through, but just wanted to bring in. And
Are you a mushroom man?
are you a mushroom man? You got
All right, so I
associations?
had a phase where I was obsessed with mushrooms, like cooking them and eating them.
Yeah.
And I literally, those little plastic containers that like the mushrooms come in, like, when you buy mushrooms at the store, there's little plastic containers. I literally had like 2 towers of those because I'd buy like a box of them every single day. And yeah, like I said, I was obsessed with mushrooms. I'm not as obsessed now, I like to kind of use a variety of vegetables now with my cooking, but before, like when I'd make a meat sauce or a soup or anything like that, or like a chicken like noodle soup or whatever, I would just put like 2-3 boxes of mushrooms. I love mushrooms.
Do you go out like to the market or anything to get mushrooms?
Yeah, usually I either get them from the farmer's market or I just get those little ones that come in like a little plastic container from the store.
Yeah, the dried out ones.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those ones are really good. You could also get some chef choice mushrooms from Costco.
Yeah.
And it comes with a big variety of king oyster and enoki and maitake and all the different.
To answer the question in the chat, my favorite way to cook mushrooms is a little bit of olive oil and butter. I just sear them a little bit, give them a little bit of a crust first, and then I toss them in the butter until like they're this like kind of golden brown sort of color. And then I remove them from the heat, and I just keep cooking them in the butter until the butter stops bubbling.
Nice, yeah. Butter is a great way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Unless if you're doing morels, then you got to dry sear them to get them up to temperature, and then you can butter them. My preference is just dry pan. You clean them, you put them on. You get all that moisture out, and then they turn this brown,
yes,
crispy brown.
That brown crispy. That I love brown crispy mushrooms. Yeah, those are my favorite.
Yeah, the best. Ooh, yum.
Ooh, yum.
So Silent? Are you a Paul Stamets or Joe Rogan fan?
Yeah.
Oh, lost your feed.
1 second, guys. 1 second.
No worries. So I kind of wanted to talk about episode 1035. It's a older.
I'm so sorry, guys. Yes, I do watch Joe Rogan. I used to listen to it obsessively back when it was only on YouTube. But then when it went to Spotify, I stopped listening to it. But now that it's back on YouTube, I'm also back listening to it. I was watching that Terrence Howard episode. That one was pretty crazy. I don't know if you guys have seen that one.
I have not seen that one.
That highly recommended. I was watching it. It's pretty wild.
Nice. So on 1035, episode 1035, he had Paul Stamets on, and Paul Stamets went into about an hour and a half into the episode, a whole thing about how bees and how they're a critical part of the ecosystem,
Yep.
and how much bees love mycelium because it grows on dead
Yes.
wood.
Yes, exactly.
And
Bees are very important. Absolutely.
they take the mycelium and they form a stronger honeycomb. And if your wood hasn't been chopped or touched in years, then it usually grows mycelium. There could be a huge variety of mushrooms that grow from that mycelium. And if different myceliums kind of form together, they can form unique mushrooms. And he also talks about how like your garden and your tomatoes can have exponential growth from these bees because they're going around pollinating, speeding up the process instead
Yes.
of
That makes a
waiting
lot of
on the
sense.
wind.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
They also normally they harvest every 9 days in their 30-day life because of deforestation and the mites that grow. They typically they only live for 4 days. So if you can kind of keep the bees around, they will not let them die. They will outlive those mites.
It's amazing how our ecosystem is also interconnected, isn't it? Like our food source is actually so fragile that if we had no bees, we literally would have no food. It's wild to think about, honestly.
I hate bees, but they're so important.
Yeah, bees are so
I'm
important.
allergic.
Exactly.
I hate them, but damn it,
Ooh.
we'd all be dead without them.
That's true. Yeah. Also, if you're having allergies, because I know now it's spring and we're getting into summer and people usually get allergies because allergy season, go to your local farmer's market and get some local honey. That will help a lot with your allergies.
I've heard that, and I've
Little
also
pro tip
heard
for
that
you.
that was a myth, but I still eat spoonfuls of honey when it
Me too.
spring
I
comes
love
around.
honey, so
Yeah.
and every spring, that's what I'm doing. Just spoonfuls of honey, so I can get my fucking nose ready. You know.
Tell me all the sweet myths that you want. I'll believe them.
Yeah, I mean, it works for me. You know, I haven't had an allergy outbreak in like years. Ever since I heard that rumor and I started doing it.
Yeah. Do you ever watch Star Trek?
I have not. No, never. No.
No. Dougie is a Trekkie,
Hardcore.
and they have a whole series on the Star Trek Discovery.
Star Trek Discovery, yeah.
Did you want to explain some of that?
Well, the only reason I know the connection is because Brian's a big mushroom guy, and there's actually a Paul Stamets in this series of Star Trek, and it's based on the real life Paul Stamets. This dude's a mushroom scientist, and basically in Star Trek, like he finds a mushroom that its spores have traveled out through space, like a mycelial network, kind of like what happens on Earth. The mushrooms kind of spread out underneath and get all connected. So everything's connected. And it's this Paul Stamets is all about trying to tap into that network to be able to travel anywhere instantaneously. But at the same time, like it's Paul Stamets talking about mushrooms and mycelial networks. And once Brian told me Paul Stamets was a real person, I was like, oh my God, this makes a little more sense to me now. I liked it for the science fiction. Brian got me into it for the mushrooms.
I had no idea that the mushrooms were connected like that to Star Trek. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty cool.
Only series. That's what I told Brian. Like, this is the only series that ever talks about mushrooms. It's not in any other Star Trek series. So that's why this is the only Star Trek series Brian's ever watched, probably.
Yeah.
Well, like, it's pretty crazy because, like, I listen to real Paul Stamets, like, because Brian has made me watch some documentaries of him, and he talks about, like, mushrooms connecting everything, getting everyone together, and just forming life. And it's the same thing that Paul Stamets was kind of saying in the Star Trek. And I was like, okay, now I see. And then it's pretty crazy, man.
It really is. And all of that network that they have where they talk with each other and stuff, like I've read briefly about that, and it's wild. It's very, very fascinating. It really is. Mushrooms are amazing. So are bees.
Mushrooms are amazing. They're kind of
Mushrooms
cool.
and bees.
Mushrooms and bees.
we got a video clip to show of the true Paul Stamets,
The real one, not Star Trek.
yes,
Sadly,
the real.
I don't
real
think we
guy.
could get away with showing Star Trek. Me and Brian actually had a video we wanted to show.
But yeah,
Because it's Star Trek, I'm pretty sure we get pulled for it.
True. You got to be careful with the copyright. Yeah.
Hi, Micronauts. Folklore is often based on an intuitive observation of nature, and science is a study and sometimes a confirmation of those observations. So there's a cause and effect from observation and folklore to scientific authentication. Earliest recorded findings have indicated that people all over the world were observing that lightning strikes are oftentimes followed by the formation of mushrooms. This is evident in the northern plains of North America and in the mushroom fairy rings of Europe. Lightning bolts come down.
fairy rings. Those are
Mushrooms
what happens when you get death caps or destroying angels. They usually grow in a big ring in your front yard, and a lot of people think, oh yeah, those are cool mushrooms. They look like the ones I find in my grocery store, but they will kill you.
I've had those in our yard. So that's good to know that if there's a ring like
Yeah.
that, those were deadly because we
Yeah.
assumed so, but it's kind of good to know.
Yeah.
Another thing
Now
I
we know
found out too
actually-
recently from my neighbor is if you water your grass at night, you start to get mushrooms in your yard.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I had
That'll-
no idea, and he told me that because he saw me like picking out all these mushrooms from my yard, and he's like, you need to stop watering your grass at night because I used to before. I used to do it at night and at sunrise and at sunset. And
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, you need to stop doing that because that promotes like mushroom growth. I had no idea.
Electricity stimulates mushrooms to form. Here is something else that's most fascinating. Low frequency vibrations can actually stimulate mushroom mycelium to grow and thrive. This has been scientifically proven in the laboratory. Think of how delicate the mycelium is. There's more than 8 miles of a single mycelial mat in a cubic inch of soil.
That's so much.
That's a network, man.
fascinating. That's a network. That is a whole network.
Myrtle Sheldon has a whole book, Entangled in Life. The book is transformative. It is my favorite book that has ever existed. And he really dives deep into like everything mushrooms. He talks about the mycelial network and how fast the transfer is. And it's like faster than any fiber optic could ever become. And fiber optics are already super fast.
Yeah,
Ricky
speed of
and
light, isn't it?
Ricky's back.
Ricky
Oh,
fell
Ricky
away.
just disappeared.
So wait, one little tidbit I got about mycelial stages. So it starts out as a hypha, and it turns into hyphae or hyphae. That's multiple hypha. And when you have a network of hypha, it turns into a mycelia, which is that white meshy network that you'll see on wood and different on the ground. It almost looks like mold. And once the mycelial network has established itself, it'll produce a fruiting body that doesn't actually have anything to do with the mycelium. So like when you pick a fruiting body, the mushroom, it doesn't hurt the mycelial network, which is really fascinating. It's like picking an apple off the tree or a cherry or
Right. Yeah.
any
Yeah.
sort of fruit.
Yeah.
Got Ricky in the green room. Ricky.
Ricky.
What up, boys? I'm sorry I'm late, man. Mishap today, dogs. Mishap today. But the mushroom talk is interesting. Whatever Doug Fresh is saying about Star Trek Discovery is 100% true. But Star Trek Discovery went DI, so I had to stop watching it after season 2.
Yeah,
it was
dude,
just
1
too
and 2 were
much.
great.
It is too much.
3 and 4, man.
Exactly.
Oh, 3 and
Too
4
much.
were out there. Season 5, though, I gotta admit, it's coming back around. They're connecting it to an old
Really?
Star Trek series. So, like, you know, if you like the 1 and 2 because it was more Star Trek, then you might like
Yeah.
season 5. And
I like that.
you
I
might
like
want to
that. I
watch
like
3
that.
and 4, you know, to watch 5. Up to you. But I agree. 1 and 2, great. 3 and 4, garbage.
I like that. And to the shrooms, I see some videos, yo, where they have shrooms. They just put it on something and it like makes its own, finds its way through maze. Like
Oh, yeah, the
mushrooms
slime
have a
mold.
brain of its own. It's crazy. It's scary. It's
This is
scary. It's
almost
like vines
brain of
growing
its
on
own.
you.
It's like a neural network, the way it
It's like a
communicates
neural
and
network,
everything,
yeah.
man.
Facts. Facts.
So
Yeah.
something really
It's crazy
fascinating
though.
about that, Ricky, the slime mold. They put it a map of the Tokyo railways, and they had food at different station points, and they had to map out the most efficient way to get from one station to the next, and they fall like without having any like outside influence, it actually made the exact same routes in the most
Is
efficient
so,
manner.
isn't that like something about Japan? Like they're like the same routes of like
Yes.
their highway system and everything. Like the mushroom, they put like certain dots, and the mushroom spread to like the most efficient routes, and that's how it was based off. Mushrooms is scary. It's like some poison ivy stuff. Like if you leave mushroom on you, it will grow and just take over your body. The thought of it is really like, yo, you know. But it's so good on some pizza. I
Yeah.
love me some
Oh,
mushroom.
it's
Like
great on pizza, man.
Yeah.
my step parents are vegetarian, and they made the best jerk chicken mushroom. Like you would think you're eating some meat, bro, and
jerk
it,
mushroom
it
sounds
amazed me.
delicious.
And
It-
grilled
it
mushrooms,
amazed me.
like mushrooms, sauteed mushrooms, and like grilled onions or whatever on like a steak too. Oh, that's bomb.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah. Facts.
So many good mushrooms out there. So many
guys are
deadly
missing
ones
much.
out there.
So much deadly. You're like it's like you're playing Russian roulette with mushrooms.
Oh, dude, I love them, but I ain't going out to pick them. And I feel like what Brian's doing is more roulette. Like he's going out and
Ooh.
picking them and then hoping he ain't gonna die and that he identified them correctly.
He got good life insurance. That's why.
Gotta trust your
Your gut,
your
because that's
your
what you're gonna kill.
references. So talking about decaying, there's a term saprophic, saprotrophic, which is sapros is rotten, putrid. It decays, it breaks down, and tropic is nutrients. So it makes unavailable nutrients readily available to the environment. And leading off of that, I kind of wanted to get into this game that we got going.
Dun dun dun.
It's called Cap or No Cap. Is it a cap? Is it a lie? Or is it no cap? Is it it's
I like how you put the lie in mushroom in there because I was confused by this when he was trying to explain it. I'm like, what do you mean, Captain Cap? He goes, well, cap is a word for lie. I'm like, well, that's not what came to mind right away. I thought ball cap or mushroom, you know?
Yeah. And when I was going over this game with
I like
my
that.
coworkers, I was like, yeah, the game's going to be called Cap or Cap. And I'm going to say the names in Latin of like what the mushroom actually is called. And or maybe it's not the actual name. And they're going to say, is it cap or is it a cap? And she was like, that's not going to work. The answer is cap. Always cap.
Okay.
Hey, you can't be wrong.
Holy.
If we play by those rules, all we gotta say is cap. That's all, and we win. So come on, guys,
No cap.
let's win.
No cap.
All right. The first one's going to go to Doug.
Oh, geez.
Doug, your word is Magnus.
Hang on. Better put on a thinking cap.
Magnus
about this.
Libris.
All right, I got my thinking cap on. Let's see. Sounds like a real name. I'll go with it's a cap.
You think this one is a cap? I'm going to go with It is a cap,
Woo! The thinking cap worked.
which means it's a lie. It's not actually
Oh,
maitake, hen of the woods.
I don't know. So did I lose
Uh,
or did I win? Is it a mushroom?
cap
or
means
is it-
lie. Cap means
Oh,
lie.
I was
and-
saying it was a mushroom. It was a
Oh.
mushroom.
and no cap means it's mushroom.
Okay, so it was a mushroom, and I was right then. Woo!
It is not a mushroom.
Oh, then I was still wrong.
Holy.
That does look
Come
like
on, Dougie Fresh. Come on.
That does look
We
like
should be asking Brian what's a mushroom. We should have all put together a list and quizzed him.
Listen, yeah, that is fact. You should have
would've
sent
been
out the
better.
memo.
He's the connoisseur. He's the connoisseur.
That is fact.
Maitake, also known as hen of the woods, Grifola frondosa is the actual term for this mushroom, and it is a mushroom that grows in the mid-fall. It'll grow on your hardwood trees like oak, and it has medicinal purposes. It's a choice edible. The medicinal purposes are fighting cancer and so many good things that I have somewhere deep in the archives. Going on to the next one, Silent Destroyer. We have, give me a second to pull this up. Hernaceus erinaceus.
Cap.
So you
That's not a
think
mushroom. That's not a
think-
mushroom.
it is not a mushroom?
Ooh.
False. That is a
Wow.
mushroom. It is a mushroom.
That name does not sound like a
Hernaceus
mushroom at all.
erinaceus is lion's mane. This is another medicinal mushroom,
Oh.
and it tastes like lobster. It tastes like seafood.
That's
It's
cool.
called monkey paw because it kind of looks like a monkey paw.
Yeah.
It's usually on hardwoods, and this one has neurogenesis, so it will regrow your brain, and it can also help with neuropathy, so like your fingertips and stuff when they lose, like diabetics that lose their sense of feeling. It also settles your stomach like ginger would, and it helps your gut biome. Ton of great stuff. It
Is it
opens
rare
up
to
all your
find?
brain waves and gets you going.
Is it rare to find, or is there like certain regions where it's easily available? I wonder.
I know I've found it in Ohio. I don't
Mm.
know. I'm pretty sure it's commonly found everywhere,
Right.
and it grows like late summer through fall. It's kind of more of a rare one to find, but
Mhm.
they sell grow kits, and you can grow this one in your own home with just
Nice.
a little box.
That's good to know. Nice.
Like it's just bursting out the tree. Like it's
It looks like it burst out of the
Like
tree.
a fluffy
It has
popcorn, yeah.
tooth. It's tooth, so it grows downward and out. Like it goes to about the size of a grapefruit or a softball.
Very nice.
so be small. Before you ask me a cap or no cap, is
Yes.
shrooms your hobby? Cause like
Oh,
I
it's a
love
passion.
colognes, but it
It's
seems
not a
like
hobby; it's a passion.
okay. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been doing this for about 4 years now.
Oh wow.
I'm glad Alex brought us together. I love this.
Yes. Remember that one day when I was commenting saying I'm out in the woods?
He was out in the woods
I
picking
was-
I
mushrooms.
figured. I
I was
figured.
just looking. I wasn't doing anything. Just out there.
But bro,
around.
you ain't committed. You're dedicated. You was in the rain and it was cold.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
cold in the rain. That's why I was like,
Like,
I'm
that's a
very happy to
commitment.
be
That's a
sitting
commitment.
here
Yeah.
at Brian's desk
know, I-
instead of out in the woods.
I love soccer, but I only football soccer, but I only play it for like 30 minutes in the rain. I ain't gonna be out there like you, B Smalls.
Dedication.
I rain, thorns, all of it doesn't affect me anymore. I just kind of grew that callus up. All right, Ricky, we got your word. Argarius augustus.
Agarus Augustus.
Justice Gloop.
Agarcus augustus.
It's on the T. It's on the screen.
Agargius Augustus.
The name's on
All
the
right.
screen.
Can I get a picture, please?
Smart enough to wait for a picture. Good man.
Ooh.
Ooh, that is a shroom. No cap.
That is true. Ricky gets the first point.
There you go.
Ricky was smart
Uh,
enough to wait for a picture.
Ricky was smart enough to wait for the picture. Yeah.
I learned from my experiences. You know what I mean?
So this is I know this one. This is I've seen these.
That-
It's
That
got
is
a
a skirt
got a-
mushroom because
yeah,
it got
it's got
a
a
little skirt
skirt.
on it.
or other words known as a veil. Which means it was connected all before that cap. Like you can see on the smaller one, that veil, that skirt is still attached to the cap. And then once it opens up, or once it gets big enough and expands out, that skirt will drop down and leave a veil. It is gilled.
So is that a female mushroom? Once it's 21, it drops the skirt.
Yes, it's ready to sporulate all over the place. Dropping
Ricky for the
that
win in
skirt.
this. He won the point,
I like that
and he
one.
won
I like
the
that one.
conversation with that.
Very cool. Very cool. All right.
Are we doing a snake or is it back to me?
Doug,
All right.
number 4.
I'm waiting for the picture.
Equo Vehi. Equo Vehi. Let's get that up there on the screen.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go with it is a mushroom.
No, it is
Aw,
not
man.
a mushroom. It is cap. Those
Is that a
what you're
fungi?
looking at are shiitake mushrooms. They grow.
So
on-
it is a mushroom.
That is not.
Oh, we're trying to match the name with the picture.
Yeah, match the name with the picture.
Oh, well, I was
Mhm.
definitely wrong because I wouldn't have known.
It stands for. Oh, I haven't been doing this. This is the whole point of the game. All right. So, sorry guys. Equo Vehi means ride a horse in Italian. And number 1, I forgot to say that number 1 is Magnus Libris. That means big boobs in Italian.
Yeah, see, that would have been good to know before I made my guess of is it a mushroom.
I like that. I like that. I love the heavies. So anything that has to correlate with the heavies, I love it.
All right, Silent Destroyer.
Good luck, my friend.
Lentinola edodes. Lentinola edodes. Let's get a picture up on that.
Hmm. No cap. That's a mushroom.
That is a mushroom. No cap.
Mm. Yes.
Congratulations.
Good shit.
Yes.
The velvet cap boilet. It is a mushroom that grows on the ground, and you can find those.
So far, I'm losing. Everyone has a point but me. I'm keeping track.
Yes. It is a mushroom that commonly grows through the summer and into the fall.
Let's just say, luckily, this isn't Friendly Feud, you know? I have a record to maintain there.
Yeah. Oh, we got 11 comments. Hold the phone. All
Yeah, a
right.
lot of them are Alex.
Okay. All right. Yeah, he is.
Nice of him. Nice of him to join in.
I know.
Facts.
All right. Number 6, Ricky. Yulin Likey. Let's get a picture up.
Yeah, wait for the picture. Wait for the picture.
That looks like some type of sculpture, like cat for 1,000.
Cap, you think it's a lie? All right.
Yes,
Ricky
sir.
got another point.
Oh man.
It
Oh
means
man.
it is name of dog meat meal in China.
Whoa.
That's what I'm saying. Look too artsy, too man-made. Of course, China would make some shit like that. For dog, like, come on now. Of course. Fuck out of here.
China's always just inventing things all the time. So, good guess.
Ricky, you need to be going picking with Seamal over here with your knowledge. So
I don't
far,
got a
you're doing
dedication
well.
how my dog do. I don't got a dedication how Brody do. I don't. I am gonna tap you.
Yeah. Anytime you want to go out, let me know. Number 7, Doug. We got don't mind my I don't know Latin. Pleurotus Austriatus.
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 Let's get a picture up of number 7.
Ooh.
Can I phone a friend?
Is your friend gonna be me?
My friend is going to be Ricky. He seems to have something to tell me on the screen.
I don't think you get a phone though.
Oh, darn. Ricky, give me a thumbs up for if it's a mushroom or down if I should say lie.
He gave you a clue.
I think that was down. So I'm going to go with it's a lie.
I think it is a lie. You think it's Cap.
I don't know. I'm going with it's a lie, though, because I told Ricky down and he threw his cap down. So I'm going
I took that as no cap from Ricky, but you are incorrect, Doug.
what am I?
It is an oyster mushroom.
That was no cap. I took off the cap. No cap.
I told you give me a thumbs up or down.
I didn't see you on a
down,
plate.
I
bro.
couldn't just be blatant on the show, bro. It's a game show, so I gave you no cap.
This is why I wanted to phone a friend. All right. I just wanted to phone. I didn't want to play charades. All right. I was terrible at charades. Now you know why.
Oyster mushrooms tend to grow all year round, and they are very unique to the mushroom. What they look like, they have gills, but they also have the false gills at the bottom.
This was a Star Trek quiz. I'd be winning. Just want to throw that out there. Next week, if next
That's
time
big facts.
Gurgat's not here,
That's
I'm
big
bringing in
facts.
Star Trek Seen It, and we're going to play that digitally. We'll put it
Yes.
on the screen. And we're going to play Star Trek Seen It, and we'll see who wins that game.
I will fail because I've never seen Star Trek. I will, but
I won't fail.
make an attempt.
I'll be in
I
the
like a good
stars.
victory. Doesn't matter if it's, doesn't matter. Victory is a victory.
We got
Yo, and on the Star Trek clips, we won't get copyright, man. As long as we interrupt the scene, it's
all right.
isn't it public use?
I think I have one pulled up. So we might be able to do
One
that
what?
towards- oh no, we took it down.
What, Star Trek Scene?
Yeah, Star Trek scene.
Yeah. There is a good one out there that explains Paul Stamets, but it's from Star Trek's account on YouTube. So if we show that, I don't think
Probably.
Alex has permission or the money to buy those rights.
Let's not risk it. The brains ain't here, but I'm just saying.
That's why we
YouTube,
didn't show it. It'd be
yeah,
great.
yeah, like, it ain't we're gonna risk it. You know what I mean? Because one
Yeah.
day we'll be up there where
Gene
they'll be begging
Roddenberry,
us to
dead or
show their
alive,
scene.
wants his money. All right. Gene Roddenberry wants his money.
All right, Silent Destroyer,
All right.
Grifola frondosa. Grifola frondosa.
That sounds Italian.
It really does.
I'm gonna say
Grifola frondosa.
I'm gonna say cap. These are not mushrooms.
They are mushrooms. It is no cap.
Man, I would have been wrong
Um,
on that one too.
I kind of gave away the answer on number one. I did. I completely forgot that this was on the list, and I was talking about Grifola frondosa, hen of the woods. It grows mid to late fall, and it grows on hardwoods. It is very hard to find. It only grows on huge. It's like 1 out of every 50 huge. Big oaks.
Brian, that was a little Donald Trump there. Huge.
Huge.
All right, Ricky, we got a
Do us proud.
abortopus, abortoporus, biennis.
We should have gotten AI to
No,
pronounce
man.
these names for us.
Yeah, it would have been much clearer.
Ooh.
Big facts, big facts.
What do you got? Cap, no cap. Abortoporus, biennis.
Have faith, Ricky. Have faith.
I'm gonna say cat. That is not a mushroom.
It is a mushroom.
Wow, I would have gotten that one
This
wrong
is
too.
No cap.
It looks like some foam coming out of earth. With
Dude, that looks like
It's very
like
cool
to see.
cheesecloth
It looks like moss.
or
It
something.
kinda
You
looks
know
like
what you use
moss
to
out
like
of a
filter
tree.
stuff.
It's very cool to see in nature. It like oozes out different. It takes in the water and then it oozes it out. Different enzymes, and
Mushrooms are freaky.
yeah, they get real freaky deaky.
All right, Ricky is still in the lead with 2, Silent Destroyer with 1, and me with 0.
Yes, sir. All right, Dougie.
Come on,
Yeah,
Doug. You're
yeah.
supposed to be the national treasure of the show, bro. Come
I am
through
for
for your
history.
boys.
This was a history quiz.
We need a
Lava.
history challenge.
Number 10, lava patat. Lava patat.
Ooh.
10.
That is a mushroom.
It is not a mushroom.
Ah.
It is cap. It means to wash butt in Latin. Wash butt in Latin.
Well, everyone should wash their butts, whether you're Latin or not.
Silent Destroyer. We got
This is my chance.
Agrocybe.
Mm.
Agrocybe.
I'm gonna say cap.
Cap lie. It
Yeah.
is no cap. Those are mushrooms.
Hydroside.
Agrocybe.
If it's coming out the ground, just go with no cat, bro.
Taking notes. Taking notes from the pro. Taking
Wait,
notes
was
from-
Silent right or wrong? I'm sorry.
He was wrong.
He was wrong.
No, I was wrong. No, I was wrong. No point for me.
Oh, I forget what these are. I'm gonna go to the next one. Ricky, we got a Sue Udia. A Sue
Sue?
Udia.
Udia. Asu Udia. I love your Latin, bro.
Thank you. Thank you.
They don't teach that in
It's
school.
coming out of the ground. I'm gonna say no cat. I'm gonna stick to my rule. Coming out of the ground, it's no cat. That's some real shit right there. I wouldn't
It
eat
is-
it. It looks scary though.
It is cap. It is a lie.
Ooh.
Asu Udia is what they call blasphemy of women who drive in Muslim countries.
Holy. So okay. So Lee. So that picture was cat.
Right.
The word is
Right. That's the thing.
Yeah, this game is confusing. I
it's-
blame our host, Brian Seymour.
I knew that. I knew that the whole
Full
time.
credit? No.
I knew that. That's why I'm in the lead because I knew that from the
I
beginning.
mean, I don't know
But I
anything
was
about
just
mushrooms.
trying, you know.
I'll be happy to end with 1 point.
Same.
All
Hey, at
right,
least you got one silent.
Dougie.
True.
We got
That's true. That's true.
Ganoderma Linsky.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go with a lie.
It is no cap. It is a real mushroom.
Ah.
Ganoderma Lindsay is a reishi mushroom, and it typically grows on hardwoods and conifers. It's used in ancient Chinese medicine for. It's called the eternal mushroom because it is said that you will live forever if you drink this tea that you can produce. You have to boil it for like 4 hours.
Will
but
you live forever or will it kill you?
It makes you live, have eternal life. It has
But does it?
It's a superfood, so it makes you just have full virginity and not virginity.
So is it like the fountain of youth, but in mushroom form?
It is exactly that. Is the fountain of youth mushroom.
All right. We need to
Does
go
it
to China.
give some benefits as like sea moss would, like stamina and vibrance? Get in there, mash it out, have a good afternoon.
It actually calms the whole nervous system down, and it puts you in a very relaxed state. So
So like some after work stuff, like
yeah,
got back to
ready to go to sleep. It also enhances your memory. It kind of like the lion's mane does. Your cognitive memory, your ability to remember words and recite different memories.
Might have to take a trip to China. That sounds like
They actually they grow everywhere.
Produce this shit.
They
Put
do
some
grow
capsules.
all over the place.
Where do they grow in the U.S., Brian?
They grow. I've found them. I found them out in nature.
In
Oh,
here?
you actually
Like
have.
here
In
in
Ohio.
Ohio?
Here in Ohio.
Wow.
All right,
They-
guys. So come to Ohio and we'll do a live rethink
Holy.
tank from the
Yes.
woods mushroom hunting.
Yes.
The next time
Holy.
you're at a town or something, Brian's hosting.
We gotta call it the Rethink Tank Retreat.
You can
Rethink
also-
Tank Retreat.
We would have so much fun.
That would be a blast. That would be a blast for
Like, I
sure.
don't even
Vitamin,
care if we find any
THC.
mushrooms or anything. It would be a lot of fun though. Just let Brian do his thing. We're all just having fun with
Follow Brian with the vitamin THC. Just don't drop no spark.
I'm down to give you some guidance. I'm down to be a guide tour. And another thing about reishi is you can buy it in supplement form, just like lion's mane, and you can grow it. You can buy a grow kit that will grow reishi, Ganoderma Linsky.
That's some is like this mushroom. We're saying that what it can give off and everything. The benefits of this mushroom is
Yes.
like this shit should be like, you know, people say blueberries for your brain. This should it should be more like, yeah, like it's healthy in nature. You can grow it on your own. It should be. But I'm glad Alex brought Be Small. I know Be Small through Alex. I'm happy. You know, but I'm just gonna say
This
that
was an
one more time.
interesting mushroom show.
It really has been.
Learning a lot.
All right, we are on Silent Destroyer, right?
Yeah.
No, I thought he just went, didn't
Or yeah,
he? Ricky,
you
right?
just went.
Ricky.
Did I just go? No, I thought Silent just went.
No, you just went.
Oh, did I? Man, we talked about mine
Yeah.
then for a while.
Yeah, we did. We did. So now it's
Silent Destroyer.
all right.
Paradiola. Let's get your
Hmm.
picture up there. Paradiolia.
I like the name.
Facts. Good name.
I'm gonna go with No cap. It is a mushroom.
No cap. It is a mushroom. That is incorrect. It is a psychological phenomenon in which the mind perceives
I was way off.
a specific image or pattern where it does not actually exist, such as seeing a face in the clouds.
Oh my god. Well, you learn something new every day. I had no idea what pareidolia means.
So, Brian, is there one more of these?
Yes. but
One more. Ricky's up. 2.
All right, so I'm matching the
1
name
to
to the
0.
picture. Does the match what the picture is showing? I got
I do
this.
not have a
I'm about to
picture.
come in like ant in
do
the
not have
fourth
a
quarter.
picture.
You don't have a picture for this one?
Holy, save the best for
Dude,
last.
Ricky,
Let's
you've
get
already
it.
won.
Listen, I'm
Hang on,
missing a
Brian, it
picture on
doesn't
this
matter.
one.
Ricky's already won. Let's truly test your luck now, Ricky.
But you know, if you clutch, you gotta sing that free throw still in the fourth quarter. Let's get it.
Escherichia coli.
The cola.
Escherichia coli. Escherichia coli. I can't get in a sentence, but it's cool. Escherichia. I can't even get a picture. But you know, we're gonna do this. Escherichia coli. I'm gonna go with cat.
It is cap.
Let's
It is cat.
go.
Oh, man.
Let's go.
Ricky,
This is how I
with
do,
the
bro.
dominant
Stop playing with your
3-point
boy.
silent
Another
with
three,
this
another three.
respectable 1, and me with a sad 0.
Nah, be small. Can I get what this awesome mushroom do? Because, you know, we don't be capping out here. You feel me, bro?
This cap is brought to you in part by bacteria found in urine cultures.
Oh.
Whoa.
I was not
Wait, say that
expecting
again
you to
for me.
say that.
Wait,
Oh.
say that again.
Escherichia coli is bacteria found in urine cultures.
That mushroom looked too good to be some shit like that. You're right.
Yep, that is full on cap.
Ricky with the dominant victory here.
Crushed.
Alrighty, guys. Let's cap means fake. Yeah.
Hey, luck is on my name today. You feel me? Luck is on my name today. That's all it is. And I'll take it, brother. I will take it.
Hey, better to be lucky than good, you know?
All right, guys.
Good, you have to work. Lucky is just something that happens. That's my opinion. Better lucky than good.
Congratulations, Ricky, for the dominating score of 3-1-0. And wrapping thoughts. I mean, mushrooms are a great way to live and feel life, and some people die because of them. So, you know, it's got a full circle kind of effect going. And as long as you stick with me, you might be okay. It's kind of up in the air. I'm not a mycologist, so just take my word with like a whole pound of salt. I don't know. You can find me at brizzle my shizzle on TikTok and BC Mall with 3 E's on TikTok on Instagram. Silent Destroyer, let's get your final thoughts.
Thank you for having me, guys. As always, this was a lot of fun. I learned a lot. Mushrooms are delicious. Cook them in butter. And maybe one day we'll be in Ohio and we can all go mushroom picking together. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You can find me at kick.com/silentdestroyer. I'm live every single day.
Very cool. All right, Ricky, where can they find you at?
Hey, man, just another day TV everywhere but your mama underwear. You feel me? But
Got
we
any
out
final
here.
thoughts?
Shrooms on the shrooms. I like mushrooms. I never had a good shrooms, if you know what I mean. I love a good eating mushroom, but I never had a good shrooms. So, no bad experience. It's, the thought of a mushroom, what it can do is scary, but be careful what you do. Go to B Smalls, take a picture, send it to him on the IG. and he will see what he can do. But he's not a I don't know what you call it, environmentalist,
Botanist, mycologist.
botanist.
Yeah,
And you know what I mean?
working
But
towards it.
take it with a pound of salt, as my dog said, and just another day TV anywhere, everywhere. But as I said, your mama's underwear. Love y'all. Thank you, boys, for having me. Sorry for being late. We outside.
Thank you, Ricky. Thank you, Silent Destroyer. And Doug, do you got final thoughts?
Mushrooms are delicious and deadly, so you got to be careful. And I had a lot of fun. I'm glad Alex forgot that he couldn't be here until the last minute. And David being gone gave us a chance to have a fun show with me, Brian, Ricky, and Silent Destroyer. This was a good time.
Thank you to everyone who tuned in, and catch us next week. Maybe David might be able to open this, but this week he just couldn't have the strength to come in and open the
And don't forget about
can of
Sunday.
pickles. Sunday. Yeah, let's get some advertisements. You can find all of our content on www.rethinktankpodcast.com. You can find all the goodies that we got, and reach out in the Neuro Gym and participate with us. We got different polls, different topics, ideas where you can rethink. We go live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. for the Rethink Tank, and every Sunday we have a show where we react to videos, which you can find on our Rethink Actions channel on YouTube and all the main platforms. Sunday at 9 a.m. we go live. All right. Peace.